Have you ever felt like you're constantly shrinking yourself, lowering your voice, dimming your light, softening your stance just to keep the peace? You smile when you want to scream. You say yes when your soul is begging you to say no. And worst of all, the more agreeable you become, the more invisible you feel. What if I told you that being nice at the cost of your truth isn't kindness? It's surrender. The Stoics didn't preach self-erasure, they taught self-respect. They didn't teach us to be liked, they taught us to be strong. In this video, we'll dismantle the illusion of being the good one and show you how true virtue, real, grounded virtue, has nothing to do with being liked and everything to do with being aligned. Let's begin. Chapter 1. When being good becomes a trap. Look around. What does the world truly reward? Is it the most patient, the most helpful, the endlessly agreeable? Or is it the ones who speak clearly, who say no without guilt, who walk into a room and command presence, not by shouting, but by not needing to be small? The truth is hard to swallow. Goodness without backbone is not respected, it's used. You can give and give and give, but the moment you stop serving a purpose, you're not celebrated, you're replaced, quietly. Seneca warned, to lose yourself in service to others is not humility, it is self-abandonment. And Marcus Aurelius lived it, balancing empathy with unshakable command. He didn't bow for approval, he stood for principle. So here's the uncomfortable question: is your kindness rooted in character or fear? Because where there is no weight, there is no respect. Chapter 2. The conditioning that trained you to disappear. You weren't born a people pleaser, you were trained to become one. From childhood, you were told, be polite, be agreeable, don't make others uncomfortable. And so, little by little, you learned to bury your instincts. You learned that silence equals love, that discomfort equals danger, that to be safe is to be compliant. But this isn't kindness, it's a costume stitched together by fear. The Stoics had a word for your inner compass, proheresis, your ability to choose, to reason, to align with your values. When you hand over your choices for approval, you are not being virtuous, you are being controlled. So ask yourself, what part of you still believes that peace requires self-erasure? What wound taught you that being liked is more important than being real? The Stoics would say, you haven't lost your power, you've just stopped claiming it. Chapter 3. The Stoic strength that doesn't beg to be seen. Let's clear something up. Real strength doesn't shout. It doesn't seek attention. But it also refuses to be invisible. Epictetus once said, know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly. You don't need to perform to be good, you just need to live in alignment. The problem is too many confuse alignment with obedience, and obedience, when disconnected from discernment, becomes servitude. If your kindness is rewarded with silence, if your loyalty is repaid with neglect, you are not being too kind, you are being exploited. Seneca didn't navigate Nero's court with blind trust. He did it with clarity, with presence, with quiet strength that didn't need permission. The Stoics teach us, don't just have values, carry them. Don't just think clearly, live visibly. You can be kind and still firm, gentle and still immovable, compassionate and still commanding. Chapter 4. How Stoic boundaries reclaim your power. Let's talk about boundaries, not the loud, dramatic kind, but the still, unwavering kind that speak through action. Marcus Aurelius didn't write journals about revenge. He wrote about returning to principle, about acting from reason, about maintaining dignity even when the world turned ugly. The Stoic doesn't seek to dominate, they seek to govern themselves. And that means you get to say no, you get to walk away, you get to stop explaining yourself to those who only listen when you agree. True Stoic boundaries are not resistance, they are alignment. They are the quiet guardrails that preserve your sanity, your peace, your time. Remember, you're not being selfish for choosing yourself, you're being sovereign. Chapter 5. From people-pleasing to Stoic presence. When people stop seeing you as endlessly available, they may say you've changed. Let them. You are not here to be the version of yourself that made others comfortable at the cost of your soul. You're here to be whole. True presence doesn't beg to be liked. It doesn't need constant validation. It simply exists with gravity, with depth. The Stoics didn't ask for applause. They asked for alignment. Chapter 6. The decision to stand in your power. This is your moment. To stop seeking peace by sacrificing your truth. To stop hiding behind niceness because you're afraid of rejection. And to finally understand, you don't owe anyone the version of you that erases your own needs just to maintain an illusion of harmony. The Stoics would tell you, the world will not reward your silence. It will consume it. So, step forward. Speak when you need to. Withdraw when it's wise. Give, but only from fullness, because your strength is not in how much you can endure, but in how clearly you choose. And that choice, that quiet, unwavering decision to live aligned, is what makes you untouchable. If this message resonated, if you've felt the weight of being too nice for too long, know this: you're not broken, you're awakening. Subscribe, stay with us, and together let's walk the Stoic path back to power, presence, and peace.